We are back at the diving pool at the 30th Summer University Games for the 13th and final diving competition, the mixed team event. China and Mexico have taken all of the gold so far. China with 8, Mexico with 4. 9 teams in total have reached the podium, including Korea, Russia, Germany, Canada, Great Britain, Italy, a host nation, and the USA. It is the last chance for those 3 teams that have yet to medal: Japan, Ukraine, and Australia. And with the mixed team, we have 11 teams in total. And this is a complicated one. Each diver will perform 3 rounds, and 3 of the dives have to be off the 10-metre, 3 have to be off the 3-metre springboard, and those divers have to do at least 1 dive on either of those boards. So for the platform specialists, they will do more of their dives up on the 10-metre, but still have to tackle the springboard, and vice versa for the others. And this is quite a good opportunity for Ukraine, Australia and Japan to get a medal, because you're never quite sure of the mix of divers. Very high standard competition that we've seen across the 12 previous finals. And it's been a beautiful day today so far. We've had the 10-metre final men's, and over the previous days, perfect weather down here in this beautiful city. And the judges are in place for this final competition. Divers have been picked by the computer, so there's no particular order, but it is preferable to dive more at the back end. Divers from Ukraine yet to get a medal. And the same with the Japanese, who are following right behind them. Russia have a good showing here. Sofia and Shikleya with a bronze medal in the 3-metre synchro. Great job there. China, of course, with 11 medals so far. Jo with a silver in the synchro, and 1 has a gold and a silver. Italy, in front of their home crowd, have done well. And South Korea, already with 2 silvers and a bronze. Canada picking up 2 bronze medals already, including Pittman's 10-metre bronze. Germany with 1 silver medal, hoping to get another. Now Australia, one of the 3 teams yet to get a medal. Can Jeffrey Amini do it today? And what a brilliant team, the Mexicans. Australia with 2 golds and the silver already, and Zunga with a bronze. They're going to push everybody. And USA, the darling of the team, Daria Lenz with the 2 bronze medals, the only medals for the Americans. Can she and Silva do it again today for America? And that's the dive order: Ukraine, Japan, Russia, China, Italy, Korea, Canada, Germany. All strong pairings there. And then the further 3 will be Australia, Mexico and USA. And we'll just see their lineup in a moment. Our judges are in position. 7 judges in total. With the synchronized diving, we have had 11 judges, 6 for the execution and 5 for the synchronization, but we're back to the regular 12. And some good names from former divers there. Olympian Sarah Burrow from Great Britain is judge number 1. I have to say the judging has been extremely high. Very few controversies over the 7 days of diving in this beautiful open-air diving pool in Napoli, where the wind is just starting to pick up. So that might have an effect with the 10-metre dives. They're all under umbrellas in the commentary stands, and the judges under huge umbrellas, because that sun is really beating down now. But the divers love it. They love diving outside. It's just a different atmosphere. They don't mind coming to training. So the whistle has been blown. Romenko of Ukraine is going to kick off. He's on the 3-metre and he's going to do a reverse dive pipe, 2.0 degree of difficulty. Oh, what a dive. Well, that's the way you want to start the final. Great takeoff, lovely timing on the end of the board, going up, touching at, well, 6.5 metres, just hangs there with the arms by the side before reaching back. Here's the touch, and then the hands touch, and he waits, and then reaches back. Great line-up. So, 47 points. Diana Shelstuk. And she's on the 10-metre. Inward 1.5 somersaults pipe. Good dive for her as well. So her and Romenko's score will be added. And I'll have to see how the others get. Good open pipe position. Sights the water from about 6 metres up. Good lockout. A little bit of splash being thrown up, and she's holding her wrist there. Both wrists are heavily strapped. So 1 point less than her teammate. So those scores will be put together. Next team up, Japan. Kabashi. And she's going to be up on the 3-metre. Good. I thought she was leaning forward in the hurdle set, but was able to bounce it back towards the diving board. Forward 1.5 somersaults pike. And that's a closed pike, allowed to do that. Arms float round the side for last quarter of a somersault. And just lets the dive roll a fraction. So 7's pretty much from the judges. The 8 gets knocked off. And then averages out to 7's. Didn't get to see her score, but it'll be in the 40s. Yama up on the 10-metre, arm stand, back, double somersault pike. Oh, he's left it short. Just needed a quicker flick off the platform just to bring the legs through faster than that and then pick up somersault. It's just a little slow here, drops the legs down, and that is a miss. Big miss for Suyama. So 25 gives him a total score of 67. Russia. Stev, Russia with a back dive on the 3-metre. Again, always able to find that rip entry, that splashless entry, that tearing sound going through the water. Good touch. Doesn't really hold the arms by the legs before reaching back. Could have shown off the straight position. Touching here. Well, the judges like it. I can hear 8.5 and 9s. 50 points. That's good. Karina Chiclair with her dive. Also on the 3 metre, inward 2.5 somersaults pike. 3.0. Bronze on the 3 metre synchro. Yeah, good dive. Just the right distance, feet aren't too close as she passes the diving board and gets a good throw. Spinning fast, feeling comfortable. Just the feet a little bit apart on the entry. Not sure the judges picked that up. 63. So that gives them 113 after the first opening pair of dives for them. Jing Jing Zhao. Silver in the 3 metre synchro competition. Very comfortable on the springboard. Starting with an inward dive pike. Beautiful. Again, after 7 days of diving, the divers are quite warmed up. And with the team event, there's a little less pressure than the individual events. You have to rely on your partner. 45. So let's see what Huang's going to do. A reverse dive. And he's also on the springboard. So getting the easy dives out of the way. Wow, really high, but he landed back from the end, and that created a small swing as he went up into the reverse dive. So after touching his toes, you just can feel it now, starting to move over, lines up quickly to try to save it. Well, the judge is not agreeing there. We have 7.5, 3 to 9. The decibels have gone up slightly because the Italians are on the diving board. Carlotta diving first in the dive on the springboard. Good entry, but a very open in the pike. Like to see the face go across the top of the legs. See a bit of a gap there as she's looking down at the water. Keeping her eye on the water to get that steady entry. 47. Well, that's gone 2 points better than Jao's simple dive. Okay. He's on the 10 metre arm stand forward, single somersault. You don't see this dive very often. Well strapped up as well. Keeping his body together. Yeah, good effort. Oh. It's been a while since I've seen that dive. Slightly old-fashioned, but come back in the team because it's one of those dives you can do at 2.0. You can see he's so heavily strapped up. He must be in pain. 48, good score for a 2.0. South Koreans had a good competition. Good dive from Cho. Already has 2 medals. Silver in the 10 metre. Bronze. Nice reverse dive, really high. Not so sure about that out. Could have come out around more the side. 45 points. Again, we've got to get the easy dives out of the way, then they can concentrate on the spinning dives. And the second of the arm stand somersaults up on 10 metre now. With Yi already with a silver on 3 metre. More of a springboard diver. Pretty good handstand though. Pretty good entry. Oh, fantastic rip. So the Koreans Very good. 2 opening dives, sighting the water and dragging all that water down. No splash. 50 points. So 95 accumulative for their first 2 dives. They're done. Dick and Pittman is the team. Up first is Eleanor Dick. They've got a bronze on 10 metre. She's on the springboard for a back dive. Oh, just let it move away from the boards. And then the dive goes over on the end. It's a miss for her. Yeah, it's just travelling back a little. Can feel it travelling over here. Tries to line up, puts the knee save underwater. So the lowest score of the competition so far. So let's see if Pittman can do something with his reverse dive. Nice entry, but again, like Emma, just letting the dive rider over a fraction. Good touch, but here the dive is moving, has to put a save on very quickly, does it? 45. So it's quite a low score, 84 for the 2 combined scores. Ottinghaus up first for Germany, reverse 2.5 somersaults pike on the 3 metre. So starting with the optional dive, where the others have chosen to do an easier one. Just the announcer getting confused on springboard and highboard, but Saskia's ready on the 3 metre. Reverse 2.5 pike. She stamped the diving board and struggled to get around. So as she came down on the end of the board, she stamps it, the board is bouncing around behind her, kicks out late, the dive has gone over. Miss for Saskia. That's a real shame. You've got to get a nice soft landing on the springboard so it goes down further, and then you don't have to use your strength, you just use the effort from the board. Alexander Lübe of Germany, big one, in with 3.5 somersaults on 10 metre. Yeah, didn't finish particularly high, but gets the vertical entry. Did the right thing, didn't try to fancy pike out, just go from the tuck to the straight. Just needed to squeeze the ears slightly harder to drag some of that water down. 64, not bad. Total of 106. Well, really is the last chance for Australia to get on the medal board. 9 teams on it so far. 3 haven't made it. Jeffrey and Meany with a chance. Nicholas Jeffrey, reverse dive pike on the 3 metre. Well, I have to say it's a bit of an average reverse dive. A low hurdle step, quite open in the pike, very open there, the head up. 39 points. The judges pretty much agreeing there. Meany also on the springboard, starting with an easy opener, back dive pike. Oh, that's a shame. Just left it a little bit short of vertical. A slow arm swing. Takes a while for legs to come up, and then they drop back down. She comes out of the pike. So 3 points less than her partner, total of 75. Mexico, well, they have pushed the Chinese in every single competition. And partly due to this lady here, Estrella, with 2 golds and a silver already in a kit bag. In with 3.5. Oh, just a little slow on the somersault. Held on as long as she could before coming out, but still dropped short. So throwing down, spinning down, finishing low, and so untypical of her. Maybe she's run out of energy. 58 points. Doesn't look too displeased. Zuniga, her partner, already with a bronze. 3 meter, 2.5, triple twist. Oh, and he did it as well. One of the hardest divers in the world at 3.9, and it's just a walk in the park for him. Look at that throw. 1, 2, 3, twist, pikes, and gets a vertical entry. Big score coming up, 78. So that gives them 130 combined score. Sider, USA, America. Ooh, bit wobble there, and that wasn't the wind. Good effort at the end. Just looking a bit unsure up there on the end of the 10 meter. This is quite a hard dive to control. So you're up on your hands, you have to fall a little bit, not sure how much, and then pop it off your hands. Well, after that wobbly start, that's a pretty good score for an arm stand somersault that you don't usually do. Daria Lenz, though, on the podium because of her 2 performances, 2 bronzes. Reverse dive pike. Yeah, good. Just a little lean forward going into the pike and a little bit arched out coming out of it. Not quite on the end of the diving board. Comfortable at this stage, but just feeling it start to ride over. 39, so that gives them 84, and that completes round 1. And it's the standings at the moment. Mexico way ahead with 130, Russia in 2nd, Germany in 3rd, Italy in joint 4th, that's good. Ukraine still without a medal in 6th, China, well, they're keeping their powder dry for the next 2 rounds. They're in 6. Pittman of Canada in 8 with Dick. And we'll see how the others... It's hard to see really how they're getting on because of the easy dives being mixed up with the high degree of difficulty. 2nd round in this mixed team competition. The Ukrainians are currently in 6th place. 92 points. This is a back arm stand, double 1.5 twist. Coat. Yeah, good. Could have flicked slightly earlier just to be able to stall it out. A little late with the flick. Good twist here. Just still continue to move a fraction on the entry. Just under 60 points. Might have to do a little bit better to pick up their first medal. Celestia. And she's going to be doing forward 3.5 pike, 3 meter. She's back from the end. She made it. Well, when you don't land on the end of the springboard, the board feels very heavy, and she's back 20 centimeters. Attacks the throw, though, pulls in hard in the pike, does get the dive around. But that was a long spin for her. She had to use all of her strength rather than timing from the board. China. Actually, Japan, and Wakabashi is on the 10 meter. Good dive, back 2.5 pike. Always think this is one that is quite hard to control. So if you spin too fast, don't see your spot, it's easy to go over. good with her eyes, could see the water on the double, came out at the right time, 60 points. Wakabayashi, good score, 60. Fuyama on the 3 metre, inward 3.5 somersaults tuck, 3.4. He finished so high. I think he could have done that in the pike position. Just keeps going up. There's the first summy, up. Second summy, now starts to drop on the triple. Just has to react quicker to seeing the water over. And that's a shame. Well, an accumulative score of 173. I think he'd take that as a miss. So Russia on 113. So reverse, 3.5 somersaults, 10 metre. Well, just kicking a little late and a little loose. Good jump, double. Now comes around spots, kicks. Yeah, just overreached with the arms. Pretty much the kick out was good, 66 points. Chiclair on the 3 metre, forward 3.5 pike. And again, another diving had problems on the end of the board, landing back from the ends. So at this point, she can feel the dive dropping, can't seem to get it spinning. And Chiclair, it's a miss for her. But for a cumulative score of 222.7. Jing Zhao. On the 10 metre, forward 3.5 somersaults pike. Oh, lovely entry. Now, I was thinking, as she was piking, she's just not in tight enough to finish high. She's open all the way around, but spins fast, and then disappears. 66, good dive. Wang, one of the golden boys of the Chinese team, 2 medals, including 1 gold, back 3.5 on the 10 metre. Oh, it's going to be a big score. It's a 3.5 and it's done in the pike. That means it's 3.6 and he nails the end, spinning fast. There, spot on with the entry. 80s, gotta be. 86.40. That's the highest score so far of the competition. Well, China already on 2.44. The Italians have seen that. Palotta using the towel on the end. So she can do a forward 2.5 single twist. Have a choice to do the somersault first or the Yep, she's done it. So that's a 2.5 out. So you do 1 3/4 somersaults and then you move into the twist. So there's the throw for the somersault, quickly out for the single twist, and then a line up for the entry where she lifted her chest up and was a bit splashy. But 58 is good. Currently on 158. Have to wait for the cumulative score. I could tell by her body language she thought she could have done better. Well, it's down to Velope. back 2.5 pike on the 3 metre. Carrying lots of strapping, his arms, his back. Well, as he swung his arms, they didn't come right over the top of the head till late, and then bends his knees as he starts there. And at this point, he's dropping, can't pull in tight, and has gone very, very short. It's a miss. So hasn't been able to break 200 points, 193. So they're way back at the moment, but still ahead of Japan. Korea. Currently on 95. Choi with an inward 2.5 somersaults pike. Just has to jump back a little bit, and she does. Yeah, good entry. Sometimes in the inward 2.5 pike, the toes get very close to the end of the board, and the judge is always looking for that. Divers know it. She's just gone back a fraction. That's good. Lovely pike. Floats out on the double. And just shy of 60 points. That's good for Choi. Yi. He's doing forward 2.5 single twist. Also on the 3 metre springboard. Now it's a double twist. 3.4. Well, it's stamped the board. That kills a bit of the spring. You see the ball bouncing around behind him. Good double twist. Feet a little bit apart, but it doesn't matter when you finish off the dive like that. 71, that's a good score. 2.25. So 2.25 puts them just ahead of the Russians on 2.22. Canada, 84 for the first round. And then they're missing her dive for 39. In with 2.5 in the tuck position. She's missed that one as well. Out too late. Didn't see the water in front of her, just below her. Good tuck, good spin, but here, misses sight of the water, because you only get a split second to see it, and if you miss it, you go over. That's a shame for her, 44. Ethan's on the 10 metre, forward 3.5 pike. Oh, he nearly went short. Oh, what a start, though. Completely upright on the end. The first 2 somersaults move up there, and then floats around on the triple. That was very ambitious. It might have just played off. If it just stayed in that pike a little longer. So 190. The Canadians not going over 200. The second team, third team not to at the moment. Germany doing fine, 106. House diving first. Forward 3.5 pike on that springboard. She's going forward too far. Oh, she got there in the end. Well, leaning as she lands. Not able to get that height. She's pulling in like dear life to get there, and does a headbutt on the water. She would have felt that on her forehead. Couldn't get her hands together to break the surface of the water. Alexander Lube would have seen that. Reverse 2.5. Reverse 1.5, 3.5 twists. The dive that used to be 3.3 is now 3.5. So a lot of twists going on there. Good technique. Just loosen the back going through the water. So they break the 200 with 2.17. Jeffrey and Meany back on just 75 points. 2 easy dives. But Jeffrey only 39 on his first opener. Forward 3.5 pike. No problem there. Good dive. Yeah, landing's good, timing of the throw's good. Knees locked out in the pike. Just swung the arms around going from the pike to the entry, but apart from that, it was fine. So at the moment, sitting there with 63 points to add to that 75. With Mealy still to go. Arm stand back, double somersaults, 1.5 twist. Again, just waiting too long to get in the twist, and the arms were quite woodeny on the platform. You need to be able to relax a little bit more and just see her using a shoulder rather than bouncing off her hands. Hard to control the end. It went over. Low score, so 188, fourth team to be under 200 points. 2 teams to go. And favourites at the moment, Mexico in first place. Currently on 130. Estrella back, arm stand double, 1.5 twists, same as Mealy. So important to get the hands in the right place, just on the end of the board. Oh, lovely entry. Just 2 mistakes. Going into the twist, feet apart. They go back together, feet apart, coming out of the twist. So feet just here, apart, then back together, and a beautiful entry from Estrella. 72 points. Already with 202. There's Zaniga still to do his dive. Forward 4.5 somersaults. Yes, he's hit it as well. He's punched in the air with both hands. He knows it's a good dive. Perfect landing, and he goes 1 somersault up, 2 somersaults up, 3 somersaults, and now he starts to drop down, sees the water, locks out. Huge score, 76. Well, I think that's a bit mean. 278 though, the cumulative score, with 1 team to go, and that's the Americans, who are currently in 8th place. Jacob Seiler back 3.5 tuck on the 10 metre. So that and Lenz need good dives to get close to those medals. Oh, it's a good effort, but kicks too early and doesn't pull the dive around. It's not a bad dive, but it's just not vertical enough to get those 8s. 6.5 and 7, 64 points. Carrier back up on 10 metre, 3.5 somersaults pike. Good dive. Well done, Daria. Just when you need it. So with Seiler going short on his dive, Lenz has been able to come back with a good 3.5. So they're over the 200 mark, 202. And the standings after 2 rounds of 3 in this team competition. Mexico have a huge lead over China. Korea are there at the moment, but they're being chased by Russia, who are currently in 4th. And not far behind are the Germans. Ukraine slightly slipping back. USA, maybe it's too late. And then from 8th onward, the teams are under 200 points. It's going to be hard to come back for that with just 1 round to go. So 3rd and final round of this mixed team event, the 13th competition of the diving championships, the last one, the last chance for the teams to get on that podium, get some more medals for their country. Final dive for Ukraine. Oh, it's a beautiful 1-2. Back in 6th place at the moment. Still in a chance with the medals if every dive goes down like this entry. Beautiful back 2.5, 1.5 twists. 75.2. That's going to help their cause. Celestiuk. Final dive for her back 2.5 somersaults pike. Well, she bent her knees on the takeoff, didn't get the extension out of the board, and then halts on too late. So the knees bent, now straightening the feet above the diving board rather than at the diving board coming around. So no chance for Ukraine. And with that 3-2-1, that was their last chance to get a medal at these championships, and they're going to fall short. Same with Japan, currently back in 11th, medalists at the moment. A lot was put on this Japanese team. It's a chance to get on that podium. Good effort to finish from Wakabashi. Reverse 2.5 tuck. But the final score will come up probably under the Ukraine's. Nice tuck here, spot, kick. Just a little loose in the back, letting the dive go over. So final score 2-2-1. Good effort from them across the 13 competitions. Russia. Sorry, that was Japan, of course. And it's a reverse 2.5 somersaults, 3.5 twists. Good reach back. 1, 2, 3.5. Coming out. Locking out there. 2-7-5 is the final score. Now we have Russia. Currently in 4th place. Chance for a medal. First it's going to come down. Betsev. And he's up on the 10 metre. Oh, that's such a good effort. Reverse, 3.5 twists, 1.5 somersaults, but he's lost it on the end. Coming around, as he squares down, the dive continues to move over. That's a 1/4 twist. But just one judge has picked it up, a 5. The rest are given 7s for 2.94. Let's see what his teammate can do. Karina Schler. Arm stand. Forward single somersault. So just 2.0. Nice pike up into the arm stand. Very steady. Wind's blowing a little bit now. And short. Showing low degree of difficulty. Can't miss your entry like that. Just couldn't quite judge the rotation and where to line up to pull the legs through. 41 points, 3-3-5. 3-3-5, we'll have to have a look. They were in 4th place. Not sure it's going to be enough for a medal. China currently in 2nd. Jing Jiao. Arm stand back. Double somersault 2 in a 1.5 twist. Oh, she nearly lost it. Good entry. She could be deducted points for not holding the arm stand steady and then just leaning off. Good final entry here, but clearly she didn't hold her handstand. Well, one judge has marked it down, 5.5. The rest pretty much have given it across the board. So 303, but we have one yet to go. Forward, 2.5 somersaults, double twist on springboard. That is a beautiful last dive for the Chinese. He just keep going up and up. There's the somersault now. One somersault, one twist, another twist. Now he's floating around 3 meters level, locks out. And a very high score, 381 as a total. So we're going to see who can go above that. Mexico already on 278. Before we get to them, the Italians in 8th place on 193. Plata going first, just up on the 10 meter, so forward 3.5 somersaults pike. Just getting psyched up a little bit, making sure the towel's in the right place and measuring out the run back. Wants to get it right. Divers are allowed to do this, allowed to take their time. It's dangerous up on the 10 meter. You want everything to be right. Well, just a little bit landing back from the end of the diving board, which then makes her jump forward. So she's on that corner of the towel, and it's hard to pull in and drop short of vertical. So just an average 3.5 pike. Yeah, 45. Lots of fives in there. The highest is a 5.5. That gets knocked out. Floppy. Reverse 2.5 pike on the springboard. Back from the end. Pulls it around though. Good final dive for him. So overall, good performance for Italy. No medals in this competition. Picked up 2 bronzes across the other 12 previous events. Final score not breaking 300. But they're putting a good show for the home crowd. And goodbye to you. Choi of Korea. Koreans are in 4th place at the moment. So the Russians also in 4th, now on 335. Can Korea get ahead of them? Yes, they might do with that dive. Kanubi Cho, a great 3.5 to finish. Gets the throw at the right time. Beautiful pike, locks out from about 4.5 meters up. And she's happy. 63 points. They're already at 288. So just need 48 points, I make it, if my maths is right, to go ahead of the Russians. And Yi has a back 2.5 pike on the 3 meter. So as things stand, Korea have a chance for a 4th medal across these championships. Oh, it's a beautiful one as well. Crisp, rip entry going through, no splash at all. Just like he did on his platform dive. Beautiful pike, above the board finishing. Will they go higher than 381? That's the score. But well, 357 goes ahead of the Russians, but behind the Chinese. So 357 may put Korea on for a 4th medal. What colour? We don't know yet, but it's not over. 5 teams still to go. And now it's Eleanor Dick of Canada. Canadians in 9th at the moment. Eleanor finishing with an arm stand back double, 1.5 twists. Good final dive for her as well. Canadians on 2 bronze medals, and one of those came for her teammate Pittman. He got a bronze on the 10 meter 2 days ago. Good final dive, good line up there. So Ethan Dick finishing with back, 2.5 somersaults, 1.5 twists up on the 10 metre. Oh, it's a splashy entry. Didn't get the feel on these hands of drawing the water down as he went through the water. 1.5 twists is good. Pike is good. Looking here, fine. Yeah, just getting the wrong feel. Still 60 points at 3.03, so that puts them behind the Koreans, puts them behind the Russians, and also the Ukrainians. 4 teams left. Germans now, currently in 5th place. They're on 217. So, disadvantage using the bigger dives at the beginning. They're now down on an easy dive, arm stand, somersault just 2.0. And they've got over 100 points to catch up. Good handstand. A fine effort as well. Just punched the water rather than flat-handed the entry, which the divers should do. Beautiful handstand, falling into a very nice open pike. She certainly has form up there. But at the low degree of difficulty, 37 points. Well, it's been left to Alexander Lube to squeeze as much as he can out of his back dive point, just still 2.0. So they will lose positioning with these low degree of difficulty, so the Germans are in 5th. Yeah, good try. Still needed to reach back even further to drag some of that splash down. The Germans have had a good competition, 1 silver medal. So you're successful as long as you have a medal when you go away from these competitions. And just shy of the 300 points, 296. That's just 2 points ahead of the Italians. But behind, let me see, the Russians, Chinese, and the Canadians. Australia, well, pinned lots of hopes on this competition to come away with at least 1 medal, have been so close throughout the competitions, and it just hasn't happened. They're currently in 10th place. There's not a lot that Nicholas Jeffrey can do, finishing with in with 3.5. Even with perfect scores, it's going to be 9 possible. But why not finish on a good dive like that? So fine effort for a final dive for Nicholas. Just feet a little untidy in the tuck. Interesting out. Elbows came out to the side. 56 points. And to finish off the Australians is Emily Meany, and she's on the 10 metre back, 2.5, 1.5 twist, 3.2 degree of difficulty. Very strong jump off the platform and good action going into the twist. But after the twist here, pulls forward and just can't control the entry. A little kick over on the ends. And it's a final wave from Emily. Hope you enjoyed the competition. 296, same score as the Germans. 2 teams to go. Mexico in the lead. Down on degree of difficulty though, Strala, with a back dive pike from the 3 metre. We're currently on 278. Nice dive. So at the moment they're on 278. China are on Korea are on 357. China on 381, so that's given them to 322. So Ninga needs to go. Let me see, we're adding it up. 59 points to go ahead of the Chinese. But he's only got a reverse dive tuck, and mathematically he'd have to get 10s. So this is possibly for a medal, unlikely to be a gold, where they've been leading the competition. And just a little loose in the back, struggling to pull the dive around. So finishing with 3.58, and I think that puts them 1 point ahead of the Koreans. I have to wait for the final standings, but it's very close, and there's a bunch of medal contenders up there. But final divers of the competition, Seiler of America finishing with forward 2.5 2 twists. Out of balance, and he got there. Well, he's piked right over in the hurdle step, but somehow he managed to get that throw out fast, and once he's twisting, it's all over very quickly, and he's able to pike down for a good entry. 64 points. That's brought him up to 2.66. So let's see what Daria Lenz has. Well, she's finishing with an inward 2.5 pike. That's 3.0, so they should, in theory, be able to go over the 300s. So, number on the board they're saying is wrong. Well, Daria's down for inward 2.5 pike. And they haven't changed the board. So, poor Daria doesn't know what was going on there. Final dive of the US team and the competition. It's a good one to finish. A great competition here today. A great series of competitions being finished off by Daria Lenz from California, from Stanford University. Fine performance from USA. 328 as a final score. That's a 5th place finish for them. We'll have to wait for the final standings, but I have to say, I'm Chris Snowd. I've enjoyed the 7 days of diving here in this fantastic pool in Napoli in southern Italy. Been some remarkable performances, partly by China and Mexico, taking all of those gold medals. Has it changed at the top, though? Everyone's leaning forward, waiting for the scores. This is one of those competitions that you just cannot predict because of the way it works for the easy and hard dives. But there we have it. China take their 9th gold of the competition ahead of Mexico, who have to settle for their 4th silver. Korea, they are overwhelmed. They have picked up their 2nd bronze, which gives them 4 medals across it all. Russia really gave it a go, but in the end, they fell behind. Lenz and Seiler of USA, a good effort too. Ukraine in 6th place, unable to get a medal at the championships, but got very close. Italy in 9th, but they're pleased with their 2 medals. Germany disappointed with 1, and Japan have to go home empty. Well, I'm Chris Snowd. Hope you enjoyed the final competition, the team mixed competition on the 7-metre and the 3-metre. So it's from goodbye from us here at the 30th Summer University Games.
대기하라는 거지. 아, 이거 시험 때는 이렇게 돌아가요.
South Korea, Corea del Sud. Trampolino. Estrella, trampolino.
Non piangere, Antonio. 1. Guarda, chiudi gli occhi. 1, 2, 3. Va bene. Dai, finiamo a Roma. Dai, no, tu a Roma. Facciamo una foto. Facciamo una foto. Là.
No, Nicola, ma è occupato! Mi devo dare la maglia! Mi devo dare la maglia!
Tutti con le migliori di 2 minuti per la cerimonia di premiazione, ma prima di assistere le altre.
Ya burası maalesef sarıktı. Non uscirà mai tutta l'acqua, devono far pure sotto. Tappo di vino. Però noi nella vita sta. Vai. Alla piccolazione.
Capì? Adesso non la vista.
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal awarding ceremony for diving has been successful ended. Signore e signori, la cerimonia di premiazione per le gare di tuffi 10 metri di piattaforma uomini.
Piena? Sì. Ecco,
Third place and the bronze medalist, Laurent Gosselin-Paradis, Canada. Terzo posto, medaglia di bronzo, Laurent Gosselin-Paradis, Canada. Second place and silver medalist, Paul Wen-Wan, China. Secondo posto, medaglia d'argento, Paul Wen-Wan, Cina. Third place and gold medalist, José Diego Baeza Isaia, Mexico. Primo posto, medaglia d'oro, José Diego Baeza Isaia, Mexico.
Italiana por Brasil. Italiana por Brasil. Italiana por Brasil.
Ladies and gentlemen, and now, please rise for the FISU hunting. E ora, signore e signori, per favore, in piedi, per l'inno FISU.
違いなく、でも今からね、後藤だけどね、さっきと同じ配置ならね、決まってる。配置が決まってるならいけそう。あ、いいですね。
For the victory ceremony, un minuto per la cerimonia di premiazione. Ladies and gentlemen, the medal awarding ceremony for diving mixed team event. Signore e signori, la cerimonia di premiazione per i tuffi gara squadre misti. We are now going to begin the awarding of the medals. Sta per iniziare la consegna delle medaglie. The medals will be presented by Susan Amar, FISU International Medical Committee Chair. And the mascot will be presented by Melania Canfora, designer of the mascot of the University. Le medaglie saranno consegnate da Susan Amar, Comitato Medico Internazionale della FISU. Presidente e le mascotte saranno consegnate da Melania Canfora, designer della mascotte delle università. Third place and bronze medal representing South Korea. Terzo posto, Ladies and gentlemen, and now please rise for the FISU anthem. E ora, signore e signori, per favore, in piedi per il video FISU. And now it's time for a picture. E ora diamo spazio alle fotografie. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the medal awarding ceremony for diving mixed team event. Signore e signori, questo conclude la cerimonia di premiazione per la gara di tuffi, gara squadre misti. Few minutes for the next victory ceremony. Solo pochi minuti per la prossima cerimonia di premiazione. Segno la squadra, donna, team Ladies and gentlemen, the medal awarding ceremony for diving women team classification. Signore e signori, la cerimonia di premiazione per la gara tuffi, punteggio a squadra, donne. are now going to begin the awarding of medal. Sta per iniziare la consegna delle medaglie. The medal will be presented by FISU, first Vice President, and the mascot will be presented by Melania Acaspora, designer of the mascot of the Universiade. Le medaglie saranno consegnate da Leon Eder, FISU, primo vicepresidente, e le mascot saranno consegnate da Melania Acaspora, designer della mascot delle Universiade. Third place and bronze medalist. Terzo posto, medaglia di bronzo, Russia. Second place and silver medalist. Secondo posto, medaglia d'argento, Mexico. First place and gold medalist, primo posto, medaglia d'oro, Cina. Ladies and gentlemen, and now please rise for FISU Team. E ora, signore e signori, per favore, in piedi, per l'inno FISU. E ora diamo spazio alle fotografie.
Estamos aquí con Belleza Isaías. Enhorabuena. ¿Que te esperaba esta victoria o has tenido miedo de que el chino te adelantase a la última?
Pues yo creo que todos los clavadistas tenemos miedo en la competencia, pero solamente es estar tranquilo, estar enfocado.